looks like we're up on Twitch. Hello there. Hey. It's been a while since the last time I did a stream. Last time I was playing some Capcom beat 'em ups on the Super Nintendo using the Super NT. Just kind of going through my old cartridges. Today I'm gonna play a different kind of Capcom beat 'em up, I guess you would say. I'm gonna play Dead Rising 2. This is just a game that I've been playing a lot since I got it through the Humble Bundle, that Sega Capcom Humble Bundle. I already played it years ago on PC, and I've just been playing it again, got myself to level 50, and I thought maybe I'll just do a run through the game at level 50 and share it with you guys. So we're gonna restart the story from level 50. Try to get as much done as we possibly can. I think I'm able to get through all the objectives.
Hey! You're on in 2 minutes, Mr. Green.
My name's Chuck.
Yeah. Look, I need you to sign this release form before you go out there. Oh, and, don't forget to include your next of kin.
Her name is Katie. Can you take her somewhere safe?
Yeah, I'll take her to the green room.
Go with the nice man, Katie. Don't worry. I won't be long.
Wife in Vegas. I guess you suck at killing zombies, otherwise she'd still be around!
Save it for the show, shithead.
Zombies took our Willamette. They took our Las Vegas. But tonight, America, we're going to get a little payback.
Contestant
I just play this game by myself most of the time. Only time I ever played co-op was with friends on PC.
Alright! Let's wipe them off and hose them down! Let me hear it, people! And show some love for our winner tonight! He's a hero! He's a survivor! He's Chuck! He risked it all, and now he's taking home the big money!
I was hoping for a better ride from you, Chuck. But maybe you just don't know how to handle the tight curves.
Man, I'm still getting
But
this place.
we just getting started, people! The carnage is just beginning! So right now, let me hear you make some noise!
Yeah, I think you might be able to skip all the beginning portions of the game if you just, like, skip the cutscenes. Oh, there's my costume from last play.
This seems to have only compounded the problems which have been linked to the beef shortage in local areas. The zombie rights group Cure is in the news again. The protest group has shown
Naturally,
up in the
had to have
adult
that
playground of
Surfbot
Fortune City,
helmet.
which was chosen as the site of the latest installment of the pay-per-view game show Terror is Reality. The protest just compounds the problems of the game show, which has been plagued recently by tumbling ratings and controversy. Cure was on the site of the show to display their opposition to what they call the unethical treatment of zombies. Stacey Forsythe, the leader of the Nevada branch of Cure, had this to say.
Let our government know we will not stand for their systematic neglect of the infected. We must take drastic action now.
Public opinion is mixed on the group's views, which are sometimes seen as radical.
This is a joke, right? Why would you want to save those things?
Stay tuned. Coming up right after the break, we've got weather and sports.
Doesn't feel very good, does it? I lost my family in Willamette. I'd rather just have him back.
All the cutscenes are given a new light when you're wearing the Surfbot helmet, so it's very much a positive in this game.
Hey, do you know where the green
Especially
rooms
knowing
are?
how big it is and how much camera
Take the
space it
elevator
takes
up a
up.
floor and then straight down the hallway. You can't miss it.
So yeah, if you like skip through all these cutscenes, you don't even have to play this beginning portion of the game. As you can see, I'm level 50. I've already got a chunk of cash from like 2 other playthroughs. So yeah, I'm a big man. I got a big head. I just told you, I got a big head. You clearly saw me on a motorcycle, didn't you? I think I ride quite a bit. Well, that's what I was gonna do. Well, alright then. It's some really crappy innuendo.
The ladies were a little disappointed in your performance tonight, Chuck. But you must get that a lot.
Good night, ladies.
Man, everyone's just giving Chuck a hard time.
Oh god, she got me. She got me.
liked a lot about the cutscene is that, like, that guy turns like, and if you haven't seen this, you'll see that doesn't really happen to him. Including, like, some really major enemies. Just that guy, he just turned, like, right away.
Katie?
A little bit of
Katie!
inconsistency, I guess.
Get off her!
Go away!
Katie, it's me, it's Daddy.
It's happening again, isn't it? Like what happened with Mommy.
Shh, hey, Katie, listen to me. You need to stay calm, okay? We need to get out of here. So hang on tight.
Thanks, Erwin. I think there's a little bit of a thing to, like, carrying survivors like this, is if you just kind of, like, wiggle back and forth while carrying a survivor, because, you can actually kind of nudge the zombies off to the side, they can't really do anything. So if I'm carrying a survivor, you'll just see me kind of, like, moving through them just like this, just kind of being a dink. Hello there, Chris. This is the very beginning.
Oh no, not again. Hold on tight, Katie.
Get to the safe house!
Daddy!
We're gonna have to take our chances in there, kiddo. It's gonna be okay now, Katie.
I can't get a signal. Why? Why can't I get a signal?
She was looking right at me and they had her and I couldn't do anything. She went down without a sound and I had to get out of there. I just ran.
Whoa. Hold on a second, son.
Listen, it's an existing condition, all right? It's okay, it happened a long time ago.
It's only a matter of time before she turns.
Hey, don't worry. I've got Zombrex.
Yeah, well, you better have a lot. Because there ain't none here, and the rescue ain't coming for 3 days.
3 days?
Yeah, the reserves will already be mobilizing. But their first priority is to quarantine the city, and that takes time. They'll enter the city at first light 3 days from now. That's the standard procedure.
So we're stuck here?
There's a couch in the security room. Why don't you take her in there? It's quieter.
Thanks.
We don't have any Zonbricks, do we?
I was gonna get some. Right after the show. We still have time.
Where are you gonna get it, Dad?
You let me worry about that, okay, kiddo?
I know where you can get some.
How long have you been listening?
Don't worry. I won't say anything. There's a pharmacy in the Royal Flush Mall. I'm Stacy Forsythe, by the way.
I'm Chuck. And this is Katie. Do you know a way out of here?
No, but if you find one, I suggest you take this. That way we can keep in touch. There's closed-circuit cameras all over the city. These monitors are playback only, but I'll keep an eye on them. Chuck, if you find anyone alive out there...
I'll do what I can. Keep an eye on my daughter, okay?
Oh yeah, this is jacked up way too high. Thank you very much for bringing that up to my attention. Is that any better there? Because that is, yeah, that was really high. Sorry about that. Yeah, just when I was testing the microphone stuff on the PlayStation, oh, awesome. Yeah, when I was testing the microphone stuff, it seemed like this was the right spot for the microphone. I just didn't consider the game was so loud. So, thank you very much for that. So basically from, oh wait, no, there's still cutscenes. This game is so cutscene heavy at the beginning. And hello there, Sugoi-sensei. Thank you for dropping by. Yep, that's a vent. Please go inside. So there's already some little minor changes from the first Dead Rising. Mostly like the transceiver there. In the first game, when you pulled out the transceiver, usually to get Otis to tell you about the case files or whatever, you basically hold it up to your ear and you can't do anything but move around. But now, you can actually, like for this, for example, you can skip through all the dialogue. It's very, very quick. You don't have Otis taking like 10 years to tell you about stuff. Let's see, I think this is unlocked right away. Yeah, because this is a level 50 playthrough, this stuff should be unlocked. And we can combine weapons. And Dead Rising 2's balance is a little wonky in terms of weapon placement. So it gives you some of the best materials or like the best weapons like right at the beginning of the game. So this here, the sledgehammer and the fire axe is the defiler, and it is like the best slow weapon in the game in my opinion. And then this is just a standard baseball bat with nails. It's pretty standard. The other one is like the knife gloves, where it's just like boxing gloves and knives, which is, I think it gives out the most player points for a standard combined weapon. This one obviously does not. Gonna be moving around a little faster than normal because since I've already got my stats up. I have the max speed stat to be able to just kind of zip through, meaning I have time to kind of putz around and grab things for good weapons. And the nice thing about like the Defiler and the knife gloves is that they can be made basically right outside the safe room. Like the knife gloves are incredibly easy. There's always a Bowie knife on top of that newsstand, and there's always gloves right there.
Sweet.
So for most of the game, I'm probably going to be using a combination of like these knife gloves here and the Defiler, because they're just so good. Like 300 player points if you start off the game at like level 1. This is tremendous. And you know, it's kind of weird. Like, I hadn't played the original version of Dead Rising 2 since the PC version came out, like, what was that, 2011 or 2012? And there's way more Playboy than I remember. There's, like, Playboy advertisements everywhere in this game. In Dead Rising 2, off the record, I think they're all gone, and that's the version I ended up playing more. But I have a bit more of a soft spot for Dead Rising 2 Vanilla, just because of some of the balance quirks and stuff like that. I actually do kind of like being able to get, like, such good weapons so easily. This game wastes no time in introducing hostile survivors known as looters in this game.
Oh, great.
They're not really much of a problem, though.
Hey! I know you're holding out on us. Where's the money? Where's the safe? Come on! Don't lie to me!
We don't have a safe!
Oh yeah, I could totally skip the cutscenes.
Hey, dirtbag, let the lady go.
Why don't you mind your own business, old man?
Exactly what I'm doing. I'm just here looking for some Zombrex.
Well, you're definitely gonna
But there's no
need some
fun in skipping the
painkillers when I'm
cutscenes when I
done
got
with
this
you.
stupid helmet on.
Talking to you is giving me a headache.
Oh yeah? What say you give me some money, and I'll go get some for you?
Yeah, give us some money, Grandpa. We'll help you out.
How about it, Grandpa? You got any money?
They're the exact same character model. And they go down to like the mid. They're like no challenge whatsoever. Yeah, so when you beat Dead Rising 2, you can basically restart just with your current level and stuff. It's pretty much the exact same game, but you just start off as a higher level. It uses that whole Dead Rising mechanic of, if you were to die, you get to restart, like a chance to restart at your current level, like if you start off underpowered, as you typically do in Dead Rising. In the first two games in particular, you start off like really underleveled. Yeah, so it's basically just the restart mechanic, but post game instead of like during the middle of the game.
Hey. Keep going. Keep it moving.
One of the nice things about Dead Rising 2 in comparison to the first one, because I've been kind of playing the first one a bit as well, is that survivors are much better at following the player. They are pretty lousy at following Chuck, and they tend to get... at following Frank in the first game. And they tend to get distracted a lot. I think their pathfinding's pretty bad. In the second game, you don't really have to worry about them too much. Like, see, Denise here is actually doing a pretty decent job of following me, despite all these zombies around.
Stick with me.
I don't even really have to attack them to clear a path. She can just do a decent enough job of following on her own. I think there's only like a couple of survivors that kind of have some cruddy pathfinding, but for the most part, it's not bad.
Don't fall behind.
There's also, of course, the old strategy of like giving them things like guns, and then they don't deteriorate or lose ammo like they would for the player. So you can basically run around with an army of survivors. I never really do that though, but I knew that was like a popular tactic when 2 came out. Also, this game is nice enough to tell you when they're close enough to the safe room door or whatever, or close enough to a door that you can move on with them. Dead Rising 1 doesn't do that, and that kind of stinks. This game shows a little green icon there. Yeah, Dead Rising 1 is definitely not for everybody. I think Dead Rising as a franchise isn't really for everybody. A lot of people don't like that whole restart mechanic. It just starts off really hard. They expect you to restart multiple times before you really make any decent progress. But I mean, personally, I like that. It kind of encourages you to explore a little bit more and discover new things every single time you try. But I can understand why that turns off a lot of people. And then they kind of got away with that. Like, the time limit became a lot more lenient in 3. Oh, was it too early? Okay. 7 and 8 a.m. So this is the other thing. You gotta give Katie some Zombrex at set times. I'm way too early. But yeah, with like Dead Rising 3, they made the time limit way more lenient. The game's a lot easier. I don't think I restarted once when I played the PC version. And Dead Rising 4 doesn't even have a time limit. It's ridiculously easy. It doesn't even really feel like Dead Rising at all, despite the claims to make it more like taking it back to the roots or whatever, which is they just totally missed the point, I think. And yeah, I totally agree with you there, Chris. Like, it really forces you to kind of like it really forces you to kind of learn the mall, learn where everything is, kind of learn the best ways to acquire player points early on, force you to kind of learn how like zombies attack and how much you should be confronting zombies and stuff. Basically, you're forced to kind of learn the game. And like I said, I don't think that's for everybody. I don't think it was ever intended for everybody. But I think for like the people that it appeals to, it appealed to tremendously well.
Just like Mom used to make.
I think like Dead Rising 2 has a little bit of that, but I think at most I've restarted like 2 or 3 times just to be safe. Dead Rising 1 you restart quite a bit more than that, which I'm sure drove a lot of people crazy. Shoot. I have all these hand-to-hand moves too. I always forget about those. They just kind of spit out experience like crazy. There's some other Zombrex, I think, in the Americana. If I could not get grabbed, that would be fantastic. So there's the whole mechanic of like finding Zombrex in the second game. Also, and off the record, although you give it to Frank himself, since you play as Frank West in that game, he just takes it directly whenever it's time. In Dead Rising 2 Vanilla, you kind of have to manage your time a little bit because Katie needs Zombrex at a very specific time. And if you're like high enough level and you can zip around much more quickly, you kind of afford yourself a little bit more time to kind of optimize your time and use it to look for secrets and stuff. So this is probably like one of the easiest secret Zombrexes. Like, I can only ever remember 2. I'm pretty sure there's more. And there's some other ones you get from other cases, like rescuing survivors. Just a little bit of platforming on these lights here. It's a little wonky, admittedly, but thankfully Chuck does a pretty good job of like catching ledges. There's like magazines in the first. There's a sword, although there's some down there already. And there's also this stuffed rabbit. You can give Katie some gifts. Oh, that wasn't smart. You can give Katie some gifts, including several of these plush animals. And most of them can be found in like this Royal Flush Plaza right here. But I think like the rabbit is a little out of the way. I think there's another place you can get the stuffed rabbit. And there's also a couple of other missable gifts that you can give Katie, like stuff that's kind of easy to miss. Including a really funny looking painting and a tiger. Snowflake the tiger, who's kind of tricky. I don't think I've ever gotten Snowflake in one of my standard playthroughs, but I'm going to try this time. Oh yeah, grabbing the katana in part 1 and like that first area of the game where you go through like There's like a restaurant or something on top, and if you jump off one of the ledges, you land on an awning, and there's a katana right there. And it makes that really satisfying swooshing noise. I love that. But the swords are a little bit more common in this game. So we can't give Katie her Zombrex yet, but we can give her lots of gifts. I think the collection of like 1, 2, and Off the Record tends to go on sale pretty regularly. So if you're interested, like, yeah, like it goes on sale pretty standard. Or in this case, it was offered in a Humble Bundle. Although Off the Record was not included in the bundle. I think this was like the last Capcom game Keiji Inafune really oversaw as well too. So like I like this game does still have some like Japanese design sensibilities in mind, much more than like 3 and 4, even though it was mostly developed by Canadians. A studio that I'm not really sure how many people like anymore after like Dead Rising 4, but I can't really blame them anymore. Dead Rising 4 was pretty disappointing. Oh man, I'm like trying to like double tap forward to do the roll, and in this game it's like just tapping in the left analog stick. And it's a lot better than double tapping forward on accident and rolling. This is made from that same studio. Like this, like Capcom Vancouver is Blue Castle Games. They developed this game as well. And I think after a while they just kind of, I don't know if they just kind of missed the point or something, but something just didn't work out anymore. Like they didn't really know what people wanted out of Dead Rising while also making it accessible to a larger audience. I don't think Dead Rising is ever really meant to be accessible to that kind of audience. I think it was always meant to be kind of like its own unique take on Japanese game design philosophy, but with like that Western appeal of like the whole zombie setting and just being an action game. A very unique mix of East and West. So why the tonal shift and misunderstanding of the series? I honestly don't know either. I don't know if that's because Keiji Inafune left Capcom. Like I said in the beginning credits, like this is still an Inafune title, but it was developed in Canada. Maybe they just don't have that. They just didn't have that Japanese oversight anymore. I honestly couldn't tell you. It just seemed like they had their own goals in mind when making stuff like Dead Rising 4, and they just kind of missed the point after a while. It's kind of sad. I mean, the thing with Dead Rising 4 is even, like, as a Dead Rising game, it barely even counts, but even as, like, an open-world beat-em-up, there's still some pretty egregious flaws that kind of soil the whole thing. And it's, I find it's just kind of sad. I don't even think Dead Rising 4 has escorts. You just kind of rescue survivors, and they're like, oh, I'll make my way back to the safe room, and they just kind of disappear into the ether. They do that video game thing where they just kind of disappear, and you never see them again. I can't remember what Dead Rising 3 did, because it's been so long since I played that one. And, like, the escort stuff, like, when you're level 50 like this, you don't even have to do any of that stuff. All the submissions and stuff are just completely optional at this point. I mean, I'd like to do them just for completionist's sake. Some of them are kind of fun, but, like, the first game, they're such a hassle. The survivors are so stupid. So I can totally understand why people just got turned off by that, too. Because that, I think, was a legitimate problem of the first game, was just survivors are just way too much hassle.
Yes.
Let's see. There's also these here.
Bring
Awesome.
it on.
And I think I still have like 2 hours. I'm not really sure what else I can do in like 2 hours though. I guess maybe I can find some more plushies and stuff, because I'm sure there's some more. I think there's some in this Stylin' Toddler's place. Yeah, there's like the pink elephant. Haha, how subtle. And I think there's a bear? Oh, maybe not in here, just the pink elephant. I think only the bear is like a combination weapon. Because I think you can combine the bear with things like a light machine gun, and he turns into like a Rambo bear, which is pretty funny. But yeah, like, I think this game isn't... Its difficulty is toned down a bit, but a lot of it is a lot more refined than the first game. There are some things I like more in the first game, like I like the way the first game handles its psychopaths, much more in this game, in the first game than in this one. But I do just like the general refinement of 2. Oh, okay, so you're into achievements. Yeah, Dead Rising 1 has notoriously difficult achievements. It came out at a time when, like, achievements were still, kind of a new thing for the Xbox 360. Like, you gotta remember, that game came out in 2006. The 360 launched in 2005, and it was, like, the first console to have, like, achievements. And I think the idea at the time was that they were something you really had to go out of your way to achieve. So, they're really difficult in the first game. Like, they're ridiculously hard. You really had to go out of your way for some of them. Some of the most notorious ones involve, like, survivors and stuff. Stuff like, Frank the Pimp, where you have to escort, like, I think a number of female survivors because it was 2006 and kind of tasteless, but whatever. That one was always, like, ridiculously stupid hard. Oh, we've already got, other survivors. Guess I got them a little early. Oh, you're okay, lady. You're okay. Would your good-for-nothing husband be that guy over in Casual Gals by any chance?
Keep close. Move it.
Surprised I'm still playing the game. I just really like this game. Oh, they have a little moment. Doesn't last long until he gets slapped, poor guy. Oh, hey, get off of him. Yeah, I just really like this game. Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to smack you. Sorry. Yes, dear.
Keep going. Stick to me. Keep it moving. Faster.
I guess I don't have to mash the triangle button to call out for them over and over, because they just have better pathfinding in the second than they do the first. And as you can see, like with Lashandra there, like some of them even start off with weapons. You can give them weapons too. And now this game does a nice thing of showing when they're close enough to the door. Yeah, this game I think is pretty dead online. Like, I've tried to play Terror is Reality on this version before, and I think it's pretty much just a ghost town at this point. I think the only way to really get that going is through some of the communities on PlayStation Network. But I haven't played online once since I got this version of the game. Most I ever played online was like when the Games for Windows Live version came out, like way the heck back. And yeah, I just really like Dead Rising 2. I just find it's a really fun game. I like the time management stuff. It's also something that turns off a lot of people. Some people just don't like games with a heavy amount of time management, like this, or like Majora's Mask, or Shenmue. But I actually really like those kinds of games. So I remember when I was younger, I didn't like stuff like Majora's Mask as much, because I didn't like that whole time management aspect. But now I have a much greater appreciation of it. I think by the time I played Dead Rising 1 and 2, I started to appreciate that sort of gameplay style a lot more. So I was able to go back to stuff like Zelda Majora's Mask and enjoy it a lot more than when I was younger. I was probably just an impatient kid, I guess. Let's see, there's all sorts of stuffies and stuff here too. There's like this donkey. I think that Children's Castle place has a couple. I think there's like a bear and a ox or something. I'm gonna take this donkey with a unibrow. Just because I have this time to kill. I'm just... Oh, and because I'm carrying something, it's going to treat it like I'm carrying a survivor, so I can just kind of like nudge through zombies and they can't really do a whole lot about it. They're also not really super aggressive at this part of the game, so you can just kind of like worm your way through them all. Just like that. Yeah, Dead Rising 1's restart mechanic. I mean, well, to be fair, I think it comes from, like, Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter on the PlayStation 2, and I thought that was kind of ridiculous for an RPG like that. I think it makes a lot more sense in a game like Dead Rising, but, like, Dead Rising 1 just starts off so harsh. It's a really tough game. Like, I had to restart, like, I think 4 or 5 times before I came across the first psychopath, Adam. And I'm still not even, like, halfway. I don't even think I'm, like, level 25 yet, and I still had to restart. Like, that game is actually pretty darn tough. Is it time yet? Oh, we still got 15 minutes. And the room kind of gets decorated with all this stuff. Oh, there's another one up there. But yeah, like, I think Dead Rising 1 turned off a lot of people just because of how tough it is. They really want you to use that restart mechanic, and a lot of people just go, oh man, you gotta grind a single-player game? That's ridiculous. Why would anyone want to do that, right? And I mean, I totally do understand that. A game just wasn't made for everyone, I think. So I've got some time to kill, like 8 minutes, so I might as well just kind of stand here. I don't think there's anything I really need to pick up. This is the one kind of annoying thing about the Zombrex mechanic or whatever in Dead Rising 2, is that it has to be at this very specific time, a 7 and 8. And I always want to be there right at 7 o'clock, because an hour goes by much more quickly than you'd think. And like I said, in Dead Rising 2 Off the Record, the what if scenario where it's like, what if it was Frank West at Fortune City instead of Chuck Green? Frank himself has to take Zombrex, so whenever it's time, you just shoot yourself in the neck with Zombrex.
Hey, honey. I told you I'd get some Zombrex.
Ah, what a champ.
See, that wasn't so bad, Dad.
She takes shots better than I do.
Look, Dad, I got a new power in Mega Man.
Aww. That's adorable. That's absolutely adorable. Yeah, I don't think these games are, like, terribly long or anything, but they do expect you to restart. Like, the first one, you restart a lot. This one, you restart maybe 2 or 3 times. You know, not a big deal. But, yeah, like, if you were playing with your brother or something, like, these games are so much fun in co-op. It's the best thing they added, I think.
Initial reports suggest that the man in the video is former motocross champion Chuck Green.
What?
Green, a member of the zombie rights protest group Cure, was a contestant in tonight's pay-per-view game show. Acquaintances describe Green as a known drifter who is still angry over his wife's death in the Vegas outbreak. This horrible act of terror appears to be an escalation of violence for the protest group. This is Rebecca Chang, reporting live from the Fortune City Hotel.
Oh, what a great camera angle.
What? That's complete
That's
bullshit.
wonderful.
That was not me.
Did you have something to do with this?
No way, not in your life. My daughter and I barely get out of that arena alive. What possible reason would I have to do something like that?
Why are they saying you were part of Cure?
I went to one meeting, once. After I lost my wife. Look, I don't know what the hell is going on here, but I'm being set up.
I think I know why. It's not the first time members of Cure have been falsely accused of being involved with an outbreak. We were in town protesting that awful show you were on.
Do you believe me?
I don't know what to believe. But you sure don't seem like a terrorist. And I know we weren't involved.
Look, we have 3 days before the military rolls in. That's how much time I have to prove I'm innocent. The reporter, the one at the hotel. The tape she had, it's a complete fake. She said she had a source. Whoever that is must know more. I need to find out where she got it.
She said she was in the hotel. I'll keep an eye on your daughter. I won't say anything to her. I don't want her to worry.
Let's see. Yeah, to get the S ending, you have to that TK guy, that Tyrone King guy from the beginning, he ends up getting infected, and you have to give him some Zombrex to get the S ending, and then you have to fight him at the very end of the game afterwards because he's a jerk. And he's definitely one of the most difficult bosses in the game. I think him and like Slappy are the most annoying bosses. Slappy is the mascot kind of character. He's just like an optional one. But I think the most annoying part with TK is that he has that stupid charge attack, and you have to like do some QTEs and stuff, and no matter what, you take a good chunk of damage. I think there's like him, there's a one military guy, and there's Slappy, and those three always gave me trouble. Alright, I don't know. Okay, you're showing me the whole combining weapons thing that I've already done several playthroughs ago. I guess that cutscene could have just skipped that one. It's no big deal. It's just like, hey, here's the new game mechanic of combining weapons to give you like totally overpowered weapons. It's actually one of the things I liked about Dead Rising 3 was that you could combine vehicles together, and while they were usually just like right next to each other, I always did like that a lot. There was one in particular, it was like a motorcycle with like a flamethrower or something on it, and like spikes on the treads or something. That was ridiculous. Let's see. Okay, that's just near the arena. Oh no. Let's see, I don't think we got the bees yet, because there's like a secret combination where you use like nectar and some bees. Like, in the Dead Rising games, you are able to get, like these bees that are attached to the back of some of the zombies' necks, and if you like crush the bees in front of the zombies, they just all kind of have their heads explode at once. But you can actually get like a secret power-up, because in this game, or a secret weapon, because in this game the bee is actually a combination weapon. So you can combine that with nectar, which in itself is like a combination of orange juice and like another drink like beer or something, and you can then take those to like one of those maintenance rooms and combine them together, and you basically get like a little AI buddy that just kills everything. And yeah, level 50 is the max level. Like, my experience isn't gonna go up at all. Oh wow, I'm glad I didn't get shot by that. This dude looks like the owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. But yeah, I kind of like rescuing the survivors. I think one of my favorite parts of the challenge, even at like level 50, is just to see how much you can get accomplished within the amount of time you have.
Stick to me.
Also, this guy's nice because he has a gun. I think him and his girlfriend both have guns. And so I don't mind them following me around for a little bit, even if it is to see the reporter lady, Rebecca Chang. Hey, there's the other lady.
Come on. Okay. Keep moving. Stick close.
What is he barking at?
Hurry up.
Alright. Can we go now? Oh.
Thank you so damn much.
I gotta be a goof. Hey, yo, seriously, can we go now? Yes, let's interrupt that. Oh my god! He shot her! Oh no! Hold on. I just don't want her to get grabbed again.
Come on. Don't fall behind. Keep it moving.
So, I mean, they're, besides that one little accident, I think they're competent enough that, I think they're competent enough that they can, like, follow me to get Rebecca.
Let's go.
Let's see, how many times did you finish this game? I think I finished it, like, once or twice, like, once on PC, although I finished off the record a couple of times on PC. And this version, the PS4 version, I finished, twice. So this is, I guess, would be my 4th time doing vanilla Dead Rising 2. Like, I'm still definitely not like an expert on this game. I don't have all the achievements and stuff like that. But I just really like it, so I thought I'd play it again. Like, to me, this game being in that Humble Bundle was basically just an excuse to play this game again. I'm a simple man. I like what I like. My stupid helmet just totally lost the whole view. Oh man, those are definitely some up-close Xbox 360 textures.
You need to pay attention out here, buddy.
Thanks.
Rebecca Chang, Channel 6 Action News.
Chuck Green.
Are you serious? From the security video. I thought you'd be long gone by now. Since you're sticking around, care to answer a few questions?
I'm not your story lady. I didn't have anything to do with the outbreak.
Right, sure you didn't. And that tape showing you tampering with the cages was...
A fake. I had nothing to do with this. My daughter and I barely got out of there alive. I need to know where you got that tape from, and who your source is.
Reporters don't reveal their sources, Chuck. That's privileged information.
Privileged my ass. That wasn't me on the tape. I'm being set up.
Why should I believe you?
You don't have to. But you want the big story, right? Help me out and I'll give you an interview.
With the prime suspect. It has to be an exclusive.
Sure. Doesn't matter to me.
I can't tell you my source, but there is a central security room. There'll be footage of everything that happened there. I can show you where it is.
Well, that's a start at least. Aren't we gonna need your crew?
They ran off with all the equipment. I guess they just didn't want it bad enough.
I should probably mention, speaking of those Xbox 360 textures, they call this a remaster, but I find that kind of false. This is pretty much just like the PC version running on a console. And even then, I think this is mostly, like, there's some times where the frame rate does dip a little bit. Even on the PlayStation 4, which I personally find is a little ridiculous. They didn't really touch this version up at all from the PC release. In fact, said remaster wasn't even, like, re-released on PC. There was no, like, Dead Rising 2 or Off the Record remastered on PC. Only Dead Rising 1 was released on the PC for the first time. So yeah, it's basically saying, hey, you can go to the bathroom to save your game, and that doesn't matter to me. If you would please go ahead. So yeah, this isn't really much of a remaster. It is a pretty simple re-release.
Stick with me.
Oh, I am not even paying attention here. You're so slow. Oh, sorry there, Chad. Oh, I got what I deserved. I got shot in the back.
Watch out!
Alright, I'm just doinking around at this point. I really don't like in video games when you have to follow someone slower than you. I think even, like, when your speed is at level 1 or whatever, because different stats have, like, different amounts of points that go into them. Speed gets, like, 3 points total, and you start off with 1. Even at your slowest, I think Rebecca's still, like, a little slower than Chuck. Or, yeah, she's a little slower than Chuck. Probably because of those high heels. But for me right now, this is just, like, ridiculous. I can outrun her really easily. But I still have to wait for the cutscene to trigger.
Damn. Better get used to that view, Chuck.
Cute.
I hope I don't have to do everything for you.
I guess Chuck is so incompetent he can't even push a button to open a door.
Just checking out the view.
I don't even know if, like, Dead Rising 2 and Off the Record have higher resolution textures, like, at all. I think they are just straight up the PC versions. The Devil May Cry HD re-release is also baffling because it's a re-release of a re-release. It's like a re-release of the Devil May Cry HD collection that they... Oh crap, I forgot the 2 survivors way the heck back there. Oh boy. I better go grab them first. Oh shoot, I'm so sorry, I screwed up. Oh no, I wasn't even paying attention to them. I didn't realize how far behind they were. But yeah, like the Devil May Cry HD collection is like, here's PS3 and Xbox 360 release, and here it is again on PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. I find that ridiculous. As for Capcom needing the money, I mean, I guess? Like, because they screwed up so much last generation. So many bad business decisions. Especially involving stuff like Street Fighter Cross Tekken. And their outsourced games. I mean, as someone who personally liked stuff like DMC Devil May Cry and Bionic Commando 2009, you know, like... They still didn't resonate that well with a lot of people, especially DMC. A lot of people still absolutely detest that game. And I'm sure they took, like, quite a big loss on those titles. I think DMC sold pretty poorly. And they also re-released that, like, twice, because there was also, like, a definitive edition of that, and I think it sold, like, next to nothing. So, it's stuff like all these digital re-releases, and stuff like your Mega Man Legacy collections and stuff like that. Capcom needs to put Steamworks in Lost Planet 2 still. Yeah, no kidding. Oh my god. I've been waiting for that to get on Steamworks for quite a while because multiplayer is such a big portion of that game.
No one ever got an award.
And now you pretty much have to play it alone on PC. Like, that game could use a re-release. I wouldn't mind like a Lost Planet 1 and 2 duology or something. Because it was really quite fun to Lost Planet 1 when I first got the Xbox 360. That was a long time ago, though.
Wow, looks like somebody didn't like the show much.
Damn it.
But yeah, like, it's kind of sad. It seems like Capcom at this point is basically just kind of re-releasing stuff to make ends meet until they can put out their next big thing. So they have to play it safe until they can basically scrounge up the money for a bigger project.
There might not be anything here to clear your name, but it definitely proves someone's covering up what really happened.
Unfortunately, I never played Lost Planet 2 co-op.
I'm intrigued.
I ended up buying it on PC, like, way late.
What's wrong?
And none of my friends really wanted to play with me at that point. And the game never went to Steamworks. So when Games for Windows Live died, I lost my opportunity to play a co-op.
The leader of Cure?
I guess.
I'll meet you there.
Oh man, those shadows. Yikes. Alright, now I can head back to the safe room with our two Texas lovers or whatever.
Keep it moving.
I guess the fastest way would be through the Americana. Because it leads right to the Royal Flush, which leads right to the safe room. They're so American, I love it. I don't know how well you could get away with that nowadays, though. With all the controversy in the news and stuff over gun control. But for, like, the time, I thought it was kind of funny. There's also, like, some psychopaths later in the game, and they just kind of camp on these rooftops sniping at you, and they're, like... they're as American as could possibly be. They look like Duck Dynasty rejects or something. Oh, wow. She's a terrible shot. I'm gonna have to give Chad a drink or something. Here you go, buddy. You can have your... No. You can have your gun back. There you go.
Keep moving.
Yeah, there's like, now that I think about it, there's like a couple of games I wouldn't mind seeing getting re-released just so their online would be functional again. I think that's pretty much like... I think that's the kind of game that should be re-released, is since there were so many online games last gen, and a lot of them have kind of died off, it'd be nice to see them get a resurgence. I've said on stuff like Twitter that I would love it if Anarchy Reigns from Sega and Platinum Games got a re-release. I don't care if it's on PC or the consoles or whatever, but like, that game seriously needs a re-release because it was so multiplayer heavy, so multiplayer focused, and its release was already pretty dumb in North America. They released it way too late in North America and Europe, so its online kind of floundered, but it was such a fun time. And yeah, Doors is kind of a shoddy shot. She's not, like, missing so much as she is shooting her hubby.
Thank you.
Let's see. Yeah, I think, like, especially with all these talks of game preservation, I think one of the things that's really getting overlooked is like the preservation of online games. And I think that can actually work out really well when you have stuff like the pandemic version of Star Wars Battlefront 2, which got its servers reinstated or whatever. And I mean, that went over well. So I guess I kind of like to see that sort of thing with a lot of notable multiplayer releases in the modern day. Ones that have kind of fizzled off and died. If it's possible to bring them back.
Sullivan?
Especially if they were
Nothing to do
well
with
regarded. I think that would be a
I
really
saw it on the
smart move.
TV. Saw you,
But, you know,
buddy.
I don't know how
Explain
much
how
it
that
costs to
hurt.
run servers or whatever, so I can't
Wasn't
really
me on
speak
the
on the
tape.
behalf of these
It was
companies.
someone in my
All I
show
can say is,
outfit.
oh man, it'd be nice if
Look,
Anarchy Reigns
I
got a
don't care whether
re-release.
you believe me or not. I've got 3 days till the
That's all I
military
can really
gets
do
here
as a
to prove
consumer.
that I'm innocent. I'll hand myself over if we haven't gotten any proof by then. I'm just asking for a fair shot.
Ahem. You could have told me that the front door was locked.
Hey, you're that TV lady. I'll make you a deal. You keep rounding folks up, you can keep coming and going. You die out there, and we'll have to leave it to the devil to sort you out. But ain't no one gonna cover your ass when the military arrives. You pull anything, and I'll do whatever I have to do.
What was that all about?
He watches too much TV.
Tell me you
The
found
irony
We went to
of
Central
the
Security,
TV
but
reporter
somebody
saying
got there
someone
before
watches
us.
too much
Everything was
TV.
smashed. All the tapes were gone. Hey, no footage of my daughter.
Stacy, I'm Rebecca Chang, Channel 6 Action News. I'm here to help.
Oh, you'll forgive me if I don't think it's very helpful that you accused my organization of a crime we didn't commit.
Look, I don't know what's going on here, but clearly things are not as they seem. I put out the information I had at the time.
Remember, you can have all the exclusives you want if you help us figure out what's going on here.
Works for me, whether you're innocent or guilty. I just want the truth.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. But okay, we'll work together. I'll keep an eye on these monitors.
I swear she just says that the whole game. I'm gonna keep an eye on the monitors.
I'll let you know if I see anything.
Oh yeah, they're getting a little sassy. Let's see. The next case will occur at 7:30 p.m. Oh man, I have so much time. Let's see. Oh, there's the old lady who keeps trying to talk to the zombies. I'm actually gonna try something in regards to one of the collectibles. I don't know if it's too early, but I'm gonna see if I can get Snowflake, maybe? Who is a tiger that you can actually tame. She's with a quote-unquote psychopath named Ted. And I feel like this is a part where I should probably start talking about the psychopaths a little bit. So, I'm not actually terribly fond of the way this game treats its psychopaths in comparison to the original game. What now? In the original game, the psychopaths were essentially kind of billed as, like, they were maybe troubled or whatever, they had stuff going on in their lives, and they cracked under the pressure of the zombie apocalypse, and thus they kind of just went over the edge. And then you had to defeat them in, like, self-defense, and usually you would find out more about them after you defeated them. And it was usually kind of, like, sad. It made you feel bad that you had to defend yourself against these people who were clearly just troubled. But this game is mostly just, like, nut jobs. Like, they're more of the irredeemable type, where they're just kind of crazy. And, and then they always die in, like, some spectacular fashion. Like, it's usually, like, let me up there. Well, yeah, the clown is a little, like, Adam the Clown is one of the exceptions, I guess. He just kind of, he is a little nutty. But there's other ones, like the grocery store guy, or the Vietnam guy. That kind of made me feel bad that I had to take them down in the first game. I think the one real exception was the security lady, Jo, who, she's just terrible. But in the second game, most of the psychopaths are just nutty. Like, almost like cartoonishly nutty. And then they die in, like, some horrifically gory way or something. And maybe Chuck here might make, like, a little quip or remark. And it almost like Nathan Drake when he kills people. And it's just like, did you really have to? It kind of makes him out to be, like, the sad murder dad archetype. He's a sad dad, but he's got to kill, or whatever. that's gotten a little tired in more recent years. Anyway, so there's a survivor with a tiger. His name is Ted, and the main thing, other than the fact that he loves his tiger very much, is he's a little mentally delayed. And I think, like, this one is kind of sad because it's the product of a misunderstanding. Chuck tries to help him. Oh, yeah, the guys and the prisoners. Yeah, sorry. Well, they're prisoners to begin with. They're already terrible. Getting back to the point. It's basically the product with Ted. It's a product of a misunderstanding. It's like Chuck wants to help him get back to the safe room. But Ted just wants to feed his tiger. He just wants to get the tiger some meat. It can't be zombie meat. It has to be fresh meat, like off of a person. And Chuck just says, you know, like, oh, take it easy. We'll take it nice and slow. And then he gets upset because he said the word slow. I guess people picked on him or something because they called him slow all the time. And that's perfectly understandable to be upset over something like that. But then he sicks a tiger on you, so you have to defeat Ted in self-defense. He's the only psychopath in the game who doesn't have like a horribly gory death that I can remember, which is probably for the best, because if they gave him a gory death, it would just be like really tasteless. And I just kind of wanted to bring this one up just because it does feel weird that you have to essentially kill someone who is a little mentally slow or delayed. And I know that might be a little uncomfortable with some people, but because even back then it felt kind of weird. But I think it's just one of those things where this one stems from a misunderstanding more so than the other ones just being batshit. So I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way because I understand. I feel like that would be cause for concern in the modern context. I mean, it was one of the things I was kind of dreading because I would hate to get to that part in the game or whatever, and someone would get upset if they saw that part. That split does not look good. That looks like a ha-wah. That looks like a ha-wah edit. And I just kind of wanted to just kind of explain. Well, it is kind of a wonky one. It's not completely out of bad taste, I feel. Let's see if he comes up yet. Yep. Okay, cool.
Hey, buddy. Snowflake hungry.
But I don't know. That's just my take on it. I mean, if you do get offended by it, like, I understand that too. It's just kind of sensitive. And I think, like, in this day and age, there's a lot more focus on mental health.
Whoa.
So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there.
There's plenty of zombies around for her to eat.
No, not zombies! That meat's rotten! It's like all her food now! It went bad! She needs meat. Fresh meat!
Okay. Not zombies. But I can help. I can get her some food. Some steak.
No!
People not been very good to me. Not like Snowflake. Snowflake, my friend.
Listen, let's talk this over. What's your name?
Theodore. But everyone call me Ted.
That's good. You don't have to do this, Ted. We just need to slow down and talk this over, right? Nice and slow, Ted.
No! Ted not slow! They all said that! Ted not slow! Stop saying that! See, people not nice!
Snowflake, go and eat your fresh meat.
Oh man, I don't want to do this.
And slow.
Like, he does sick a tiger on us, but this is just a misunderstanding. Also, Ted is one of the easiest psychopaths in the game. If he would let me get a hit in, though, that'd be great. He's not letting me get a hit in, please. I think you can pretty much just take him like this, though. I think I'm just mashing the square button, and that's it. I'm sorry, Ted. I really didn't want to do that.
Ted, no feels so good. Snowflake! Kitty! Come, Kitty! You still hungry, girl? Take me, Snowflake. Ted feed you. Ted take care of you. Fresh meat. Just for you, kitty. 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 Time for supper.
Oh man, that one makes me feel bad. That's pretty much the closest thing to like a Dead Rising 1 psychopath we have in this game. So anyway, yes, now we gotta deal with Snowflake. And that zombie just fell from the sky. The main thing, you can either attack her or you can tame her. I've never actually tamed her before, so this is gonna be my first time trying to. I think there's some steak? Okay, here's some 2 pieces of steak. The idea is that you get her health to like max. And then she'll be your friend. No, it's misunderstanding that like you wanted to help, but Ted just kind of misunderstood. And your good intentions, I guess, to help out. Oh yeah, she's gonna come for the steak now. So the idea for this is that you put down a piece of steak, which appears to have turned into like a flat JPEG from here. And then you call her over just by using the survivor call button. Oh crap, I think I put her in a crappy spot. No, not me, the steak, please, the steak. No, you're avoiding the steak. Oh no. Please, I beg of you, have some steak, not me. Just like this, please. I really wish the cat would come a little closer. There we go. There we go. Good kitty. So I think there's like another one in this restaurant, and I think there's also some hidden ones like up top if you climb a little bit. Snowflake keeps making big mistakes. Oh my god. Oh, that kills me. Why would you say that? Anyway, you basically, the main thing with this is you just have to resist the temptation to, like, hurt Snowflake. No, not me! Please, not me! Take the steak, it's right there! Her AI is wonky.
Hey there. Hello?
No, please! Damn it! I think the best area is, like, right by here, because you can at least kind of take cover over here.
Anybody home?
Pop it down, call her maybe once or twice. Wait for her to come over. Here she is. She's gonna go for the steak? Yeah, she's going for the steak. Good kitty. Yay, we did it. I've actually never done that before. I actually had to look up a video before I started this playthrough. Because I've tried a couple of different ways to do it, and they don't really work out so well.
Move it.
So now we have Snowflake as a survivor. Let's see if we can head back to the safe room. And now we have a friend and our big tiger friend. That sounded really stupid. But yeah, we have a friend in Snowflake now. And we can actually give her to Katie as a gift. So I just gotta find my way back to Royal Flush Plaza. Let's see, this is back to the strip. There's the elevators, that's not it. That is Palisades over there. Oh, and there's a bear too. Might as well get that bear. So I think you can like climb up on these, and there's like some of those platforms there with items and stuff. And I think there's like steak up there too, in case she might maybe take some damage and needs a little bit more.
Keep moving.
We'll just go through the Silver Strip. It's a little bit of a trek, but no big deal. We got a tiger on our side now. Too bad she's not a black tiger, like the Capcom game Black Tiger, but now that's a bad joke. Is she caught? Oh my god, get off of me. Oh no, I think Snowflake might be a little stuck.
Come on.
We'll just take it this way.
Keep going.
Come on.
This way. Stick with me. Keep close. Let's go.
Does she not like the slopes, maybe? Ah, maybe not. Okay, maybe we'll have to go the long way or something. Alright.
Keep it moving.
Oh, I'm just trying to think of like the fastest way to head over there.
Keep moving.
But seriously, big mistakes? Really? I'm actually kind of flustered over that. If that was your intention, then congratulations, you did your job.
Keep close.
Oh, you know, what Black Tiger? No, I'm saying it'd be nice. I'm saying it would be nice if Snowflake was a Black Tiger, because I think back in the 1980s, Capcom released a game called Black Tiger. This is a Capcom published game, hence the really bad joke. There's also a boss in Resident Evil 1. It's like a giant spider, and it is called Black Tiger after the arcade game. Which makes no sense. They just wanted to throw in a reference, I guess. Oh, the Royal Flush is this way. Perfect. So I'm just saying it's a missed opportunity for a Capcom reference. Because they're just one of the companies that's lucky enough to have so many games that they can just throw out casual references like that. Like, again, in Resident Evil 1 with the one boss there. I have to say, this is pretty awesome, having, like, a tiger friend in a zombie apocalypse game. There should be more zombie apocalypse games where you have, like, animals as friends or something. And before somebody mentions Fallout, but because of ghouls and what have you, and dog meat. A missed opportunity in a series that is kind of full of casual references as is. Yeah, like this Servbot helmet I'm wearing on my head. There's also, what else is there in this game? There's like slot machines that are based on Mega Man 10 and stuff that unfortunately you can't play those. That's a bummer. Yeah, definitely just like that cutscene earlier where Katie says, "Oh, I got a new power-up in Mega Man and stuff."
Stay close.
Well, Ghoul's technically not dead. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're not dead. Dead Rising 1 had a store called Jill's Sandwiches. Yeah, that's in like that first area too. I think there's also like it's not so much of a joke, but I find it kind of funny that there is like a Jill's Sandwiches and a Chris's Fine Foods in the same area. And hello there, Swaghammer. I hope I can get your name right correctly this time. Right correctly. Okay, I'm clearly talking too much. My bad. But yeah, hi. Welcome back. Oh, she's only 3 years old. Yeah, now she just chills out in the safe room with Katie. Alright, I'm trying to think, what else am I missing? I think there's, like, another plushie, and there's, like, a painting or something. What an awesome gift! Oh, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. Like, okay, here's an idea. How cool would it be if you had like a Left 4 Dead style game where you could play like as a dog or something? I mean, I guess maybe that would have its own gameplay advantages and disadvantages, but I think that's part of what would make it fun. Perfect balance isn't always the answer to a fun game, I feel. And sometimes games having a little bit of unbalance can make them more interesting and fun. I guess the way I'm thinking is almost like, I guess that kind of thinking goes into stuff like Super Smash Brothers or what have you. But I feel like that's part of the reason why I like Vanilla Dead Rising 2. It's the fact that I can just make defilers and knife gloves so easily, just right outside of the safe room and stuff. Oh yeah, the tiger is a survivor. A survivor. That's a tiger. You know, I have the tiger by survivor. It's just a really bad joke.
Good.
Oh yeah, that was your. Yeah, I could see how people could make that mistake. That's an unfortunate mistake. I actually feel bad that you couldn't use that name, because you probably just had, like, totally good intentions, but... Yeah, that's a... Whoops. Let's see. What do I think about Dead Rising 3? It's okay. I think Dead Rising 3 is alright. I think it's a little too easy. I think the main character, Nick, is a little bit of a weenie. But I actually had a good time with Dead Rising 3. I think it was still a Dead Rising game. It was just significantly easier for the most part. It was Dead Rising 4. I think Dead Rising 4 was the first and only time I didn't enjoy a game in the series. But maybe I'm just lenient. A lot of people get really picky about Dead Rising. Like that Crab Cat guy. I don't really care for his videos too much. I think he's too much of a nitpicky cherry picker kind of guy. Personally, like videos like that one, like the Dead Rising 1 and 4 comparison maybe, but stuff like the GTA 4 and 5 comparison was like, nah, this guy's just a complainer. But yeah, I actually didn't mind Dead Rising 3. I thought it was alright. I just haven't really been compelled as much to replay that one as much as 1 and 2. But 4 totally missed the mark. I think that one just wasn't handled very well in a number of respects, both in terms of being a Dead Rising game and just being an open world brawler or an open world hack and slash game. I think there's just a number of things it just does wrong that could have been circumvented pretty easily. Like even like something like getting hit. If you get like nudged by a zombie, you usually react, and in Dead Rising 4, you can get like hit by a zombie and you don't react at all. You just suddenly notice that your health bar is like sharply going down. It's like, wait, what? Where did my health go? And you realize that Frank hasn't been reacting to getting hit the entire time. And I think that's, like, even from like a basic game design perspective, like, I would have thought the developers would have known better by now. Like, even just like basic things like that Dead Rising 4 screws up on, and it's really disappointing. Although I do love all the Capcom references. I think Dead Rising 4 is the most Capcom referenced game by far. And Dead Rising 3 is on PC. It's on Steam. Yeah. I don't know if there's a Windows 10 version, but it is available on Steam. That's the version I have. From what I remember, that game was not the most well optimized, though. So I should probably throw that out. And I think the Windows 10 version of Dead Rising 4 was supposed to be pretty unoptimized, but the Steam version didn't seem too bad. But that would also involve playing Dead Rising 4, so that I'll leave that up to your discretion. And hey, here's a building that's pretty much just copy-pasted from Dead Rising 1. This Flexen is exactly the same, except the experience sticker is no longer in between these two guys, but you get the same treadmill bonus and stuff. As for the Crow Cat videos, I think I only ever watched the two. I just thought he was too much of a cherry picker kind of guy. And a lot of people just take him way too seriously, I feel. They kind of cling to his word without having played those games themselves, and it's just like, oh, but the thing about Grand Theft Auto 4, you can't pick up bricks or buy hot dogs from street vendors. I'm like, yeah, that totally makes GTA 4 the better game, sure. Sure, okay. Yeah, because you played it. Cool. It was a very popular game, they probably did, but I don't know. I don't really like it when people complain about literally everything, all the small little minute things that don't really matter in making a game better. Like, so what if you can't buy hot dogs from a vendor? The mission variety in GTA 4 was terrible in comparison to 5. So that doesn't make GTA 4 a better game, it just means it has, like, that additional detail. Big whoop. And I feel like that guy just likes to complain for the sake of complaining. But what do I know? I had never met the guy in real life. Don't swing at me, please, Kenneth. Kenneth, please stop swinging at me. I just want to talk. Hey there. The Switch defects on launch. Oh, with like the one, I think it was like the left Joy-Con or something. That's actually one of the reasons why I waited to get a Switch. But I didn't see a video from him because I just don't follow him at all. Oh yeah, I gotta talk to his wimpy son. His wimpy son, who's actually better at following me than Kenneth is. He just wanted to bond with the dad a little bit. I don't know, I guess getting back to that, I just feel like getting hung up on like small minute things like that. Like, I like that level of immersion in games. I think that is really cool. Like, again, for Grand Theft Auto 4 in that case. Like, I think that sort of thing goes a long way to making a game more immersive. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's a better game. And then when he titles it like GTA 4 is a better game than 5, it's like, really? Really? Come on. But there's a lot of people like that. And there's a lot of people who agree with that way of thinking. And I think that just kind of... I feel like that's not really seeing the bigger picture. It's looking too much into the micro instead of the macro. And you just kind of cheat yourself out of enjoying everything else the game has to offer just because you're so focused on, like, getting upset over little things that in the grand scheme of things don't really matter that much. I mean, I guess it's just their loss, not mine. But it's unfortunate, I feel, that way of thinking. And I've tried to change my own thinking so I can appreciate games on a broader scale like that. I think it's one of the things I picked up from deliberately playing games that are supposed to be bad. I love playing shitty games. Like, I love actually playing, like, actual bad games and trying to see if there is any good. What were the good intentions of the bad games? And because sometimes a lot of the times games are made with good intentions, they just don't come together. So it's nice to see, like, the good things even in bad games, instead of always focusing on and nitpicking on the negatives all the time. Do I have a fixed time for streaming? Unfortunately, no, I do not. I just kind of do it whenever I feel like it, and I know that's terrible, but I always just kind of started doing this just for fun to begin with. I just kind of do it when I want to, and that's not a responsible thing to do. I understand that. But, like, I just haven't taken this sort of thing seriously. That's why I don't have a layout when I stream using the PC or the Elgato, my game capture hardware. I don't have a layout yet, though I probably should look into getting one. Yeah, you know, maybe it is something that I should consider actually doing at, like, set times or whatever. I mean, but my day, like, I do have my days off from work. I only work, like, 3 days a week, so, currently. So, I'm usually off Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays and Fridays. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Okay, I forgot to get the old man. He's left outside. So, I don't know if it's something I want to start doing more regularly, because sometimes I like doing GIFs. And sometimes I like doing, like, videos of fighting games, like my replays and stuff. So, yeah, it's not really something I do at set times. I'm thinking maybe in the future I should probably start making announcements. In this case, though, I did actually kind of throw this out. Get over here, Kenneth, you troublesome old coot.
Stick to me.
In this case, though, I did actually send out the word on Twitter. I said, oh, I'm kicking around the idea of doing Dead Rising 2 on Sunday. I didn't get a response, so I didn't do it. And on Monday, I kind of just went, you know what? Whatever, I'm going to do it anyway on Tuesday, which is today. So, oh yeah, there's the old lady. Forgot about the old lady. We'll get the old lady talking to zombies or whatever. So yeah, to answer that, long story short, no, I don't. Not currently. Oh man, that is a dangerous thing to use when there's like that old guy right behind me. I should be more cautious. And there's that bull or whatever with a cigar in his mouth.
Keep it moving.
Oh shit. Oh shit, Jack's been grabbed. Oh, what's he doing way over there? Yeah, I guess I also don't get like a lot of viewers or anything. And like that's fine because I'm doing this mostly just for fun. I have no intentions of going like really professional or anything with this sort of thing. It's honestly like kind of a way for me to kind of get out of my shyness, is to stream to an audience, even if it's small. You might have noticed that sometimes I gulp a lot. And that's me like honestly being really nervous about talking to an audience and talking while playing a game. And this is just kind of my little way of trying to get over my own problems, and while also having fun while playing games, and just kind of get myself out there a little bit more. This stream is making me want to get PS4 Dead Rising ports at some point. Yeah, I mean, like, I think the PC versions are still the best ones. But these are pretty darn close. This lady's just gonna keep talking, blah blah blah, flies and honey. Yeah, I'm getting tired of this. Let's see. More likely be off the record because of sandbox mode and stuff. Yeah, I don't have off the record on PlayStation 4 yet. I have the PC version. And, like, the sandbox mode is neat. You just run around collecting combo cards, making weapons, doing, like, little objectives, like little challenges and stuff. I'm assuming that you played that version already, though. And also, Dead Rising 2 off the record, I think is a better co-op game, because the second player is Chuck, and Chuck and Frank banter with each other, and it's pretty funny. They never get along, and I think that's really funny. Like, in the context of a co-op game where the co-op partners don't get along. So if you had, like, a partner to play with or something, then it turns out to be, like, kind of like a comical co-op game. And, like, even, like, co-op in this version is pretty easy. Like, you just press the start button, and there's, like, a option to just invite friends, like, just sitting right there. And you just pick from, like, a list of your PS4 friends. And it's, like, that kind of drop-in, drop-out co-op style that was becoming more popular during last generation. So that's nice, too. There's no really any pressure to stick through the whole way in co-op. And I think Sandbox can be played in co-op too, which is really fun. Yeah, Dead Rising 2's co-op, like Vanilla 2, like this is Vanilla Dead Rising 2, of course. Its co-op just has like a Chuck clone, just like another Chuck. And it doesn't really offer that same level of comedy that you get from Frank and Chuck bickering at each other over everything. Like if Frank puts on certain clothes and then Chuck's like, "What's wrong with you?" or something like that. Or if they accidentally attack each other and they get upset. It's like the Two Stooges, basically. Let's see, what else have we got that we can do? Let's see, there's the two people... Oh, the Americana Casino is like right there. I think these are both in the Americana. Alright. I guess we'll get the lady, the luscious lady. She's like drunk and puking, so you have to carry her. And then the other two are just people who are like kind of vandalizing the machines. You have to kind of smack one around a little bit, and then he'll be like, okay, 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 I'll stop vandalizing the machines, and then you can get them both to follow you. So I'll get the workers first, and then I'll get the drunk lady, because we have to carry her. And it's kind of hard to take care of the one guy who's vandalizing the machines when you're carrying a lady who's puking all over the place. But first, another tremendously overpowered weapon.
Just like Mom.
It's also a great crowd clear, because if you hold it, you do this nice wide swing. And if you hold it for an extended period of time, you start spinning around like crazy. Oh yeah, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I guess I should apologize for being on the East Coast. Thank you very much for dropping by there, Sensei. Really appreciate you having sticking around, and also for coming to my previous streams. So thank you very much. Take care. Let's see, I don't want to really murder this guy with my knife gloves, though. Oh, come on. Let me through. And then he's gonna get upset. I'm just gonna kick him or something, just to be safe. You wanna try that again? Eventually he'll say stop it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're not gonna get your job back. This guy's a bit of a troublemaker, too, because, like, later in the game, he tries to start a mutiny. Like, if you rescue him, later in the game, you'll get, like, another one of these objectives where you have to go back to the safe room because someone's trying to start a mutiny, and you have to get back and talk some sense into him. So he's just kind of a turkey. And then there's also the drunk lady. Oh, that jump kick is not as effective as it is in the first game, because it stops your momentum. In the first game, you can just kick right through him. Ah, see, she's made a mess. Oh. Lovely. Lovely.
Oops, I guess I did that.
Oh, what else have we got here? Oh, the barn burner one. You don't have a lot of time on that one. Let's just get these three for now. Like, I'm already level 50, so I'm basically just rescuing these people for funsies. Including these two troublemakers here. I guess I should probably explain, too, why I'm doing this at level 50. Restarting isn't very fun to watch. Being a Dead Rising game, one of the first two in particular, restarting is actually something that you're pretty much going to have to do. In the first game, you have to restart a lot because it starts off really tough. In the second game, you might restart like maybe 2 or 3 times, and that's no fun to watch. So I decided to get myself to level 50 so I wouldn't have to restart. But the downside is that the game becomes quite a bit easier. So it's kind of just me like casually breezing through the game. Well, I mean, it's like if you were playing any game with New Game Plus and you were over leveled and you just plowed through the whole thing. Like I think that even though you're just kind of plowing through it quickly, it's better than watching someone like starting over the beginning portion over and over again. So this was a conscious choice. Let's see, a cure protester might have snapped. Oh, hold on, what time is this one? 7:30? I don't have a whole lot of time until the next major case file. So, like, for example, like Dead Rising 1, you'd have to restart so many times, or something like Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter, you have to restart so many times. That game is... I don't think the restart mechanic in an RPG, like a straight-up traditional Japanese role-playing game, like Breath of Fire, was a good idea. I think that makes a lot more sense in the context of Dead Rising than it does in a JRPG. I'm not really 100% sure what they were thinking with that game. Oh, this actually takes me right to the Cure Protester, I'm just starting to realize, so we might as well take care of him first. I think he's supposed to be the first major psychopath, but I went ahead and did Ted first. So he's just in this... I think he's right in this bathroom here. So we'll just take care of him while we're here.
The movement is growing. Soon, we'll all be part of the change.
Hey, buddy. You okay?
Chuck Green. Wow. Thank you for showing me the way. Now, my life has meaning again. At first, I didn't understand what the two of you were up to.
What are you talking about?
Letting the zombies free.
Cure didn't have anything to do with that, and neither did I.
First, it was horrible. The zombies, the zombies we've been trying to save. Killing people. Eating people. But then, I saw how brilliant the plan is. It's the best way to end the oppression. It's so radical. It's beautiful, man.
Please, help me.
So I'm helping now. I'm a soldier for the cause, man.
No! This is not the way to help anyone.
Oh, I see. You're losing the courage to finish what you started. Well, I have the guts, and I'm taking this thing all the way.
Oh man, this cross between Shaggy Rogers and Brad Spencer is really upset at us. He's like the first real psychopath. He's pretty easy. Oh, whenever he like slits his own neck like that, it means he's coming in for that jump attack. 3 hits. He's done already. Easy. That's level 50 for you. Yeah, Yeah, he's like a weird mix between like Shaggy and Nathan Rad Spencer. Ah, he got bit by his own zombie there. Wow, what a hypocrite. I mean, that's still a pretty nasty way to go, but honestly, what a hypocrite. Alright, so now we got another survivor out of her. Should really do that barn burner one.
Stick with me.
Planescape. I'm assuming you mean Planescape Torment. It's the best book I ever played. I think that's an excellent game, but it is much more like of a reading kind of game. Like, there's a lot of reading in that one. I think it's well regarded for a reason, though, for sure. Like, it's an excellent story. But it is mostly a story. So, if you're just starting it for the first time, that's something to go into. If you like to read, then you're gonna really like that game. I think that game even comes with a novelization in the game's files. Either that or the Good Old Games release did, because there was a novelization of the game. And I was like, oh, how appropriate, a book comes with a book. But yeah, that's an absolute classic. Hope you enjoy it. Oh, gonna need a fire extinguisher here. These zombies are so stupid, they will literally walk into the fire. But, I mean, they are zombies. I don't know what else I would have expected. Oh, but I think I've seen our first little bit of frame rate drops in the PS4 version. And I just realized that Vicky has been grabbed, so we gotta save her. Oh my god, she got grabbed way the hell out there. Oh god. Come on. Let her go.
Faster. Still there?
Sometimes if you're lucky, another zombie will like... Oh, she get grabbed again? Yeah, sometimes they get scraped by other zombies and then they get free.
Keep moving.
So if a survivor gets grabbed, another zombie will take a swipe at them and then they just get free like that. Oh man. She's having a rough day with these zombies. Let's see if I can just take care of them real quick.
This way.
Don't shove me, please.
I'm sure happy.
Oh, okay, both of them joined. Awesome. Alright, let's head back to that safe room.
Keep close.
Before Vicky gets in trouble again.
Keep close.
Oh yes, and speaking of new metal, this game has plenty of it. I think mostly from a band called Cell Dweller. They tend to make up most of the psychopath themes in the game. A lot of the lyrics have been cut out. Not all of them, but like some of them have been cut out for just like the context of a game. But if you ever want to listen to like the real versions of the songs, they're like on YouTube or whatever.
Keep moving.
Oh, can they make it through? I tried to make a little path for them. It's another reason why the Defiler is good. Like you can see, when you have so many enemies you can clear out with just like a single swipe like that, and how much experience you get per zombie killed, how that might be a little bit of an overpowered weapon. The knife gloves can do the same sort of thing too, but I don't think they have quite the same range as the Defiler.
Hurry up.
So even though, like, though I should probably mention this too, Dead Rising 1 was mostly notable for, like, everything as a weapon. It wasn't just like, oh, there's so many enemies on screen. It's also the idea that you could pick up whatever was in the mall and use it as a weapon. And I think one of the things that's actually a bit of a strike against Dead Rising 2 is while there are lots of, like, miscellaneous... There's a lot of miscellaneous items and just junk that you can use as weapons. There's not as much of a focus on them because you do have these combo weapons. So, I mean, like, that's the one thing I feel like that really strongly detracts Dead Rising 2 from, like, the first game. But I do like the combo weapons a lot. They're a lot of fun to use. I think the idea might have been to give the standard items sort of new use, but a lot of standard items can't be combined. Like this handbag, for example. It has a little gun icon, which means it's just a standalone weapon. If it has a little wrench icon, like this fire hydrant in my inventory, it means you can use it to combine it with something. Or like this sledgehammer here. So, like, there's definitely, like, these standard items you can use to combine, but they're outnumbered by these combination weapons, and the combo weapons are definitely the way to go through the game. Oh, so, let's see, you didn't know English, so did you, like, immigrate to the United States or Canada or something? 'Cause that's interesting. I mean, like, that's awesome if you're able to, like, if you got, like, just knowing multiple languages is already really neat. It's something I can't do. If you're able to follow me on stream, like, just, like, my rambling, like, that's even better. Like, that's awesome. Did I don't think I got that aux, did I? I forgot. Well. It's almost time to give Katie her, Oh, wait, no, we don't give Katie Zombrex. It's just for time for the next case file. But yeah, I mean, like, I can't say I understand, like, your grasp on the English language, so if you need me to reiterate something, or say something again, maybe explain it a little differently, please don't be afraid to ask.
Would you like to hear a story?
I really do appreciate that this is a digital watch with, like, plain numbers. Because in the first game, if you played the first Dead Rising, it's like, just a more traditional watch with the hands on the clock. I learned English playing Sega Mega Drive games. That is awesome. Wow. Holy crap, good for you. Oh, so now it's 7 o'clock, so zombies are going to be a little bit more aggro. Oh, it's 7:30. Oh my goodness. I can't read a clock, I guess. So I guess I got enough time to maybe make another defiler or something. Yeah, I can't say I've ever learned a language from playing video games. Like, that's amazing to me. I know I ended up, like, doing most of my reading through games that were text heavy. And I became really good at reading when I was... Or sorry, I became better at reading when I was at a younger age. I used to read a lot of text-based games out loud, or games that use text as a primary means of communicating to the player. So stuff like Ocarina of Time and stuff. Oh, okay, yeah, there's, like, the nerds in this one. But yeah, like, to learn an entire language through video games, I think that's really spectacular. Oh, I don't need this taking up my inventory space. Oh man, the hand didn't even load in all the way. Let's see, do I have maybe time for another one? Might have time to make another defiler here. It's just a very specific time to be in the safe room, and then you gotta kind of wait around for it. I mean, if my speed stat was any lower, I probably wouldn't be risking this. But I think you're given like a little bit of time past 7:30. I think it's basically just when that little bar just completely depletes. I think that's when you lose the case. I know in the first Dead Rising, it's actually pretty easy to get completely screwed out of all the case files, which are like the main objectives of the game. And then you really do have to start the whole game all over or load a save. And in the Xbox 360 release of the original, you only had one save file, which meant that if you screwed up a case file, you'd have to start the whole game all over again. Right, I got like 2 minutes to spare, which is just a few seconds real time.
She just fell asleep. I'm just a little worried about her. The stress of all this, along with that horrible medicine. It's a lot for a little girl.
When this is all over, I'm gonna do everything I can to make this up to her. Hey, what was that?
I don't know. It looks like something's going on at the entrance to this maintenance tunnel. Can't quite tell for sure, but it looks like someone is moving equipment or something. It looks pretty organized.
It's a lead. The only one we've got. It could be whoever's doing this to us.
Listen. It's none of my business. But...
What?
nothing. Just... be careful, okay? For her sake.
We'll just do a quick save here. Yeah, I was thinking that pre-recorded footage was probably just made low res for 360 and PS3, and just bumping it up to 1080p probably doesn't do it any favors. But yeah, like, I think that's, like, even the fact that you would, like, that you would come by and even just listen to me talk, that's pretty incredible to me. Like, thank you so much. And, do you think maybe the Dragon's Crown manga might have like a translation out there somewhere, like a fan translation? I would think something like that would have a translation at some point, like someone might have scanned the pages and translated it in Photoshop or something. Like there's like, especially for something like Dragon's Crown, it's a well-known intellectual property. Like there's got to be a translation for that somewhere. Oh, only 3 chapters. Yeah, I know that pain. Sorry, I know that. I understand that. I think I wanted to check out like this Guilty Gear manga at one point. It didn't actually look very good, but I wanted to check it out, and only like a couple of chapters are translated, which I thought was kind of annoying. I just wanted to see it. I don't even think there were like other scans really available for it online. It's really stupid too. Like they threw in these 2 like shonen protagonists in there, so like these 2 little kids are like running around, and Soul Bad Guy is there, and they look so out of place. Like these kids running around with all these Guilty Gear characters on the pages. It's really silly. Actually, maybe something like Dragon's Crown, maybe that would get an official localization at some point. I could see like a company like Udon maybe doing that at some point. That would be neat. Let's see. We'll just do the main case file first before I do any of this other fluff. Excuse me. I think this one involves like a motorcycle chase or something, so... But I remember this one just being really easy. But this is the part of the game where we're introduced to, people with guns. This game has, like... it actually has, like, guards with guns, and... They shoot you, and it sucks, because it kind of gets you in a stun lock. But thankfully I have this roll technique, and you can actually like roll right through bullets if you time it correctly, but you have to predict it a little bit. Yeah, I mean, like, if Udon has ties with companies like Atlas, and I could see them doing something with Dragon's Crown, because that's an Atlas game, like Atlas and Vanillaware. So there might be like an official translation at some point. I could totally see that happening. It's been a while since I killed a zombie, I feel. So there we go. It's kind of silly. It has to be through this very specific way to the underground tunnels. Like, there's other doors to the underground tunnels, but the game really wants you to go through this one. It's the only one that's unlocked. I'm gonna take out my knife gloves for this.
Yes, sir. They're almost here. Moving.
Oh, does Amazon not do international shipping or something? Ah, real smooth, Chuck.
Chucky, you made it out. After that pathetic performance you gave last night, I thought for sure they'd find you lying dead with a load in your shorts. Show Chucky how the game
Oh,
is
come
really
on. I
played, boys.
won last night. Why does it keep treating me like I lost? Oh man, TK is such a tool. Stand there while I roll at him. Yeah, see, they kind of get you in the stun lock. It's annoying. But if you time your rolls just right, you can just roll right through their bullets. Also, I have enough health to just kind of tank through them anyway.
Leave it. We got enough to do the job. Let's go.
As I continue to be a sad murder dad and murder like actual human beings.
Thanks for the ride.
I have no idea why that guy would even be on a motorcycle to begin with, but okie dokie. Oh wow, those laces are literally just like a flat part of the texture. Oh no, the frame rate is taking a dump. I would like to think the PS4 would be able to handle a 360 game a little better, but I don't know. Whoever ported this, I guess, didn't optimize it entirely as well as maybe the PC version was. Yeah, they throw all this junk at you. It doesn't really get in the way as long as you stay off to the side. They're just kind of making a mess. Yeah, you just have to follow the damn train. Oh, I missed it. Shit. All you had to do was jump on the damn train, Chucky. Yeah, they're throwing literal garbage at me. Oh, what the heck? Something stopped me there. Oh, that would have been a perfect opportunity, too. Oh, maybe I can get on with this one. I think we talked about Total Overdose last time I did a stream. Oh my god. And I said that I know of it, but I haven't played it yet. I think you might have asked me about that game last time. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. Usually this is really easy. I guess it's just stream luck, I suppose. Come on, let me on. Oh my god. Seriously, let me on the train. I cannot believe I'm having this much trouble. I'm actually kind of embarrassed. As they continue to just chuck things at Chuck. Is there like another slope I can use? Ah, damn it. Okay. This one maybe? No, they're too far. It's like I slow down as soon as I hit the slope or something. This one? Nope. Okay. This is just a circuit at this point. Oh, I'm just wasting time here. Oh, we did it. Thank goodness. That took way too long. My apologies for that one.
Hey, which one of you bastards was throwing the junk at me?
There's like orange juice everywhere. Oh shoot, I rolled too close to him. I think you're supposed to like use a gun and maybe like shoot these tanks. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna slice them. And I'm gonna roll around like an idiot. Because it works. Because I'm level 50, I have all this health. Like, orange juice is one of the best drinks in the game. Yeah, you can pretty much just roll through a lot of it, so the guns are kind of unnecessary. Shooting kind of sucks in this game anyway. There's only a couple of Dead Rising games that actually have, like, satisfying gunplay, and ironically, one of them is, Chop Till You Drop on the Wii. Despite being called Chop Till You Drop, that game is just Resident Evil 4 with a Dead Rising total conversion on top of it. So the gunplay is just like Resident Evil 4. It's fun with the Wii remote and nunchuck.
You framed me. That footage was fake.
I feel like one of the few people who actually like Chop Till You Drop.
I'm not playing your games, TK. You're coming with me, and you're gonna tell the whole world that I didn't do this.
Oh, I don't think so. What can I say? The camera loves you, Chucky.
He doesn't even have any recoil when he's shooting. It's just flat. That looks so bad. And of course he shoots to the side like that. Oh, come on. Oh, and there it is on the loading screen, just to emphasize the point that he's shooting from the side.
What is it?
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What's going on?
It was TK. He's the one behind this outbreak.
The host of that horrible show?
Yeah. He was moving equipment using the trains, but I have no idea what it's for. He's up to something. Something big. This isn't over yet.
Chuck, that's gonna have to wait. Katie is going to need more Zombrex soon.
Okay. Thanks.
Chuck, you killed all these people. All of them are dead at your hands. You killed them, Chuck. Okay, so the next thing is Zombrex. Cool. How much time do we got? Oh, we have so much time. Let's see. The collector's edition for Dead Rising 2? I think there was like a... Yeah, I think there were a couple collector's editions. There's like one that came in like a case of Zombrex, and I think the Zombrex was like a pen or something. And there was like another like high stakes one that came in like this big like poker case and stuff, and had like a crazy statue and all this extravagant crap that nobody ever needs. But the Zombrex edition looked pretty neat, because it actually did look like a case of Zombrex. Oh, this is actually where we get the, I think the nerds are in this area. Yeah, there they are. They boarded it up with Proto Man. How could you do this? Proto Man is my son. He's also a horrible weapon. He literally can't kill anything. Oh, hold on, this zombie's gonna get through. There we go. I don't have very good social skills for some reason. Now, these folks are kind of dorky. Get away from them. They got lots of food, though. Man, they really piled up. So yeah, I think you basically just have to talk to all of them. I don't need girls. I've got action figures. They never reject me. And they all stand up when they find out that there's girls. I think they all join you all at once, so that's nice. Oh, there's the bleeding guy. This one requires Zombrex. I don't know if I want to get him. To be quite honest, I'm not really sure I want to get him right now. No, I can't really say anything on Plane Escape or any of the Shadowrun games because I've never played them. I'm sorry, I don't really have any commentary to add for that. Yeah, if I wasn't at level 50, this is like one of the best ways to get experience. Like these 4 guys, like 4 survivors in a row.
Keep it moving.
Like just right away. Although I don't know if the one fellow, the one larger person, I don't know if they're cosplaying or if that's just what they're comfortable in. Damn it. Get off of me. But they're doing a pretty good job of keeping up, though. Especially through the arena. That area is tough. There's usually a lot of crap in there. But first, I want to ride the bull. They're gonna have to wait a little bit. Hey, I did it. I just wanted to do that. Sorry, folks. I know they were waiting patiently and getting battered around by zombies. Oh, crap. John's been grabbed. Hey, why'd you punch me? I just wanted to have fun on the ride.
Stick close.
Come on. Come on. You were doing such a good job earlier. Don't fail me now. Oh, crap. Oh, yeah, okay. That guy actually gets you some Zombrex if you save him, so that's a good one to get. Come on.
Keep close. Stick close.
Oh, they're just, like, punching themselves. I can see it at the bottom of the screen. They're being a different kind of dork at this point. Yeah, there's like, so there's a survivor we can... Oh, crap. Please don't crash again. Thank you. Oh, that's so embarrassing. What on earth is Brian doing there? He's like getting sassy or something.
Stick close.
There we go.
That was cool of you.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Okay. Nothing happened. Nothing bad happened. The game certainly didn't crash. Nope. Nope. Just gonna move on like nothing ever happened. 'Cause nothing happened. Oh, okay. I got some time. Oh, the case file, for the guy, the paramedic guy who has Zombrex hasn't popped up yet. Oh, that's weird. Maybe if I just kind of wander around a little bit, it'll trigger again. In the meantime, this will be a perfect opportunity to make some more knife gloves. Oh, there it is. Yeah, what was I talking about again? Was I even talking about anything before, before nothing in particular happens. Certainly not the game crashing. Oh, I think I was just talking about the survivors. Oh, okay. So, yeah, here is a little bit of a dilemma. There's this guy in Wily Travels, and there's another not-so-subtle reference to Mega Man, and there's also this paramedic. I think what the game has in mind is that you save the guy who has... the paramedic who has the Zombrex. The bleeding guy is bleeding because he's been bitten by a zombie, unsurprisingly, and thus he needs Zombrex. The thing is, he becomes another person that you actually need to give Zombrex to when you keep him in the safe room. So I think you give him Zombrex when you meet him, and you also give him Zombrex, like, the next in-game day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a jerk and completely ignore him. Just to keep the Zombrex for Katie. And TK at a later part in the game, which is a total spoiler if you haven't played this before. This game's been out for a while, though. But even that's not entirely necessary, it's just to get the S ending. There's actually a multitude of endings if you don't give him Zombrex. He doesn't deserve it, he's a jerk. Yeah, I think there's like a couple survivors that actually do have Zombrex. There's like another guy later who just had to give him food and take him back to the safe room. And he's another easy Zombrex. But there's also like pawn shops that are set up by looters. And if you visit one of these pawn shops, you can buy Zombrex. See, this guy is dead. Tastes like chicken. Okay, yeah, that's another psychopath. I think he's one of the more well-known psychopaths in this game, too. It's Antoine the Chef. Yeah, what a good guy. All he wants to do is help people. Antoine, I think, is one of the more well-known psychopaths. Because at lower levels, he's rather tough. The thing is, at level 50, he's an absolute breeze. You can basically just tank him. I remember playing the PC version of this years ago, playing co-op, and my friend and I would always complain about this character. Nowadays, you can just or rather at level 50, I should say, you can just bowl him right over. So yeah, we could take care of him.
Follow me.
Actually, I think he's also on the way to another hidden Zombrex that I missed out on earlier. Just take care of these jokers. Actually, there's another thing I wanted to do, and that's get another present for... Oh, shit. Leave him alone. I don't know, maybe it's not a good idea if I got Sven with me. I'm gonna do it anyway. Another present for Katie. Figure I might as well get it while I'm here. So I think we got her most of the presents. I think she's missing this ox, or not ox, I keep calling it an ox, this bull. Yeah, it's a giant stuffed bull. I think what's left is this bull and like a painting.
Keep close.
And that's about, I think that's all the stuff for Katie. Also, carrying this just lets us kind of wiggle through. So we don't really have to fight zombies, we can just kind of wiggle through.
Faster.
Like I explained that. Oh, that didn't work. Oh no, my bull. Oh no, Sven! Ah, no, this is turning into a disaster real quick.
Stick with me. Stick close. Follow me. Keep
Sven,
going.
stop
Keep
trying to fight
moving.
them, please. See, if you attack with one of these stuffed animals, you'll literally just shove the stuffed animal, like, right through the zombie. And while it looks funny, I want to give this to Katie. So I don't really want to ruin it. Although at some point I probably should, like, make one of the goofy combo weapons or something. Like, the bear and the LMG, I think, is a combo weapon. It was either that or, like, a wheelchair. I can't remember. Oh, shoot. I didn't double check to see if he was close enough. He might be behind. I was in such a rush to get into the safe room. Oh, nope, he was right there. Awesome. Oh, he looks really old for 35. Like, his hair is starting to gray at the sides there. But I guess he's working a really stressful job if he's a paramedic. Should be a little easier on him. She's just as excited to see this plush animal as she is to have a real live tiger. But yeah, I think that's almost everything. I'm gonna have to start safety saving if the game's gonna crash like that, though. Like, I still feel so terrible that that happened live. So anyway, let's go beat up on Chef Antoine. I have lots and lots of time, I think. And I think the knife gloves are like the best thing to use on them too. They just cut through them like butter. I don't know why the arrow is directing me into that store. Oh, another thing though, I think the arrow in this game is a lot better than the one in Dead Rising 1. Like, the arrow indicator at the top of the screen in Dead Rising 1 is a little misleading. It doesn't really compensate for things that aren't, like, the very standard path. So, if you deviate a little bit, like maybe cut through a store, it doesn't compensate for that very well. In this game, it's a lot more reliable. Oh yeah, there's a moose head too. I always forget about this too. This is a weapon. It just to hammer home the point that this game was made in Canada, I guess. Oh, what a goofy weapon. Just kind of quickly bowling over things. I think you can get one in the arena as well. I think. But it does deteriorate. It is a weapon. I'm just doinking around at this point. It's a little hard to stop though. Really? I have to take off my hat to pick up some ribs? Okay. Yeah, it's gonna deteriorate soon. I just wanted to show this off because it's funny, I think. That's enough of that. As soon as I switch weapons, it just kind of plops off my head. There's still physics objects just kind of flying around the background a little.
Come in. Finally. I am Antoine. They call me the King of Cuisine. I've been expecting you.
What?
Well, you're a little bit late. But it's good you finally made it. It's true what they say. Tastes like chicken. Wait! Needs a bit more butter. This is for you. I've created my ultimate dish. Daring, original, exotic, and fresh. Oh, yes, very fresh. You and your readers will find it easily worthy of 4 stars.
My readers? What are you talking about?
You're not the reviewer. But I've been waiting for you!
Who the hell would want to eat this?
How dare you! I'm Antoine! I am the King of Cuisine! No matter. This can still be a once-in-a-lifetime meal, so sit, relax. Antoine will make you dinner!
Okay, not gonna lie, I love those terrible cooking puns. I love them. Also, he picked up a knife and yet... Oh, there we go. He had like a... It has a frying pan, but he had a knife in the cutscene. So here's the thing, he takes a little bit of damage and then he runs off to recover health. Oh crap. And he just does this the whole time. At higher levels, you can just plow through him while he's eating. Just like that. Oh crap. Oh man, he's a fast little fatty, isn't he? Going off again. Oh, come on. You can see why he'd be such a pain in the neck at like a lower level. Like, look how much damage I've taken just from trying to tank him. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. You know what? Fine. I bought these ribs for a reason. Not gonna be enough. There you go. Yeah, you can see why he'd be so tough. Like, even in co-op, he's a bit of a notoriously tough boss. Oh, that's just terrible. Yeah, that's a really crappy way to go. I saved you and she's upset because I'm the guy who apparently started the outbreak. So she's a little bit difficult that way, but it's no big deal. Her friend Jasper is in this area, but I'm gonna need some health because that boss battle did not go as smoothly as I wanted it to. There's wine and pasta everywhere. Oh crap. Oh, I didn't get sick from that. Okay, cool. So Jasper is just hanging out, I think, on one of the top areas here. Let's see. He's got, I don't know if he's by the burger place. There he is. The hamburger fiefdom. which I think is also from the first game, if I'm not mistaken. So you can get to him just by climbing on these snacks. There's a zombie up here. This is not a safe place for you, man. What are you even doing up here? Hey there, pal. Alright. Oh, we also got a bow and arrow. I can't remember what you combine this with. Maybe like a torch or something? To get like fire arrows? Yeah, that's not gonna explode. Oh, whoops! Sorry there, buddy.
Still there?
Having a little too much fun with my bow and arrow.
Stick to me.
Like, usually when I play this game, I don't play around with all these, like, extra weapons and goofy stuff. Like, I don't throw playing cards at zombies or just tool around with this sort of thing, so it's kind of fun to putz around with weapons like this once in a while. He's right here. Are you blind? Oh yeah, he's not gonna take the knife gloves, but seriously. There you go. Now are you gonna come along? Jeez, lady, you are difficult. Alright. Like, I never think of, like, picking up something like plates and just using these for fun. Actually, that shatter effect is pretty convincing. Like, it looks like it does a lot of damage. Oh well, let's just get back to the safe room. It's enough doinking around for this dude.
Keep going.
Oh hey, I actually got turkeys. Hooray.
Follow me.
I said that was enough doinking around, and here I am doinking around with slot machines.
Keep it moving.
I've never been a very good liar. Yeah, what are you gonna do? I got knife gloves. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's me, the sad murder dad, and I got knife gloves. Oh, come on. Really couldn't just, like, wiggle past them?
Stay close. Stick to me.
Suppose I can make some more knife gloves while I'm here. There's like multiple types of gloves in this game too, I think. Like, there's like MMA gloves that actually unlock some like other hand-to-hand moves. But the boxing gloves are just standard punches, I should say. Nothing particularly special about them as a weapon. Jasper is taking a sweet time.
Damn right.
So like I said at the beginning of the stream, my inventory is going to be pretty much just these 2 weapons here for like the entire game, unless I want to just like fool around with other weapons, because they're like the 2 best weapons in the game by far. Looks like you also need a stiffer beard, because that thing looks like it's gonna wiggle right off your face. Oh man, I still have a ton of time until the next case file. And I really don't want to do that one. So maybe I'll go and get the other hidden Zombrex. I think it's in the Yucatan? I think? It's where we, it's where I got Snowflake from, that casino. Yeah, the jump kick's a little weird in this one. In Dead Rising 1, if you did this jump kick, you would actually keep your forward momentum even after kicking a zombie. But in this game, it kind of stops you in your tracks midair when it connects, so you don't just keep moving forward. Like, that was very much like something they actively thought about nerfing, I guess. It's weird because there are like some little nerfs and stuff, but the game overall is quite a bit easier than the first game. The first game is very difficult. I do like other little things they added too, like being able to hop over like waist-high ledges like that. Let's see, there's one of the other casinos. I think that leads to like another maintenance room, and there's like a way up to that rooftop. There's like a wedding chapel area. There's like, it's not really necessary, whoops, but like you can like get these little peep shows. If you look at all 3 of them, you get another bonus, like a experience bonus. Seems a little out of character for Chuck though. What's this?
Prepare yourself for the jewels of insight.
Oh, okay, cool. There's like, oh yeah, there's like a rock concert a little later. There's survivors you gotta rescue. Like, there's a bunch of like really flashy stuff. There's like, essentially the whole game world is made up of like little mini games, especially the casinos. There's like gambling games all over the place. I don't think you can take this. I think you need a key. Yeah. I don't even know where you get that from. Yeah, all of these are pretty much the same. There's like drinks to mix and all sorts of stuff. There's some other mini games, kind of like the bull riding thing. And you know, I think that kind of thing is actually really fun. I think this is pretty well known too. The trike. You pedal so quickly, and it actually does kill the zombies when you pull them over. It's like one of the most ridiculous things in this entire game. And it just completely dismantled. It was a good ride while it lasted. Yeah, like the other vehicles, like there's like a sports car and like that Hummer or whatever, are like you have to buy the keys because I think you get the keys from like you get the keys from there it is. From the looters. They have like those pawn shops and they're really expensive. Like this is my third playthrough on this save file and I still can't afford even the one car. Oh, come on. There we go. Because I think the one car is like $500,000. Oh, shoot. Unfortunately, you can't play the Mega Man slots machine. They canceled another one. Oh, crap. It's right up there. There we go.
Bingo.
And also this LMG, we can shoot it and use it, but if we can find a teddy bear, there he is. We can come. Oh shit! That was a nasty fall. We can actually combine these for a really fun weapon. Because I have all this time until the next case file anyway. Oh crap! I'm actually overburdened. Whatever. Let's see. Should be a maintenance room somewhere around here. If I can just remember where it is. Oh, hey! There's a survivor here. His name is Lenny. What's he doing over here? Put this bear down for now.
Please talk to me, someone.
Hey there, I never noticed you before. Just leave the bear there for now. It's not harming anything. Yeah, survivors seem to have like an easier time getting around zombies than the player does. Yeah, they just slide right off. Oh, is this a shortcut or something? Oh, this button right here.
This is faster.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever encountered this guy before because I never took care of Snowflake.
Still there?
Oh yeah, level 50 can be obtained in like a playthrough and a half, like a full playthrough and a half. Let's see, where did I put that bear? I've lost him now. You know what? Never mind, I'll worry about the bear later. There's other bears, as long as I have the LMG. I really need to get back to the, safe room of this guy, though. Oh, we got a new message. Oh, okay. That one's pretty easy. Oh, there's a maintenance room right here. Oh, whatever, I'll just worry about Lenny for now.
Follow me.
Alright, he's ready to go. The moose head would be great if it was on this side of the room. But it's just right up ahead anyway. Let's see, is Lenny still with us or is he a little behind? And we'll just roll right through him just for fun. Ah, that's so much fun while it lasts. Oh, but I really left him back there. Come on, my man. Come on. Don't be shy. I'm just wearing a moose head. It's not gonna last a whole lot longer, though. Yeah, it's already done. But the rest is pretty much just the standard, just worming our way through. It's like threading a needle, except with zombies, I guess. Actually, I have no idea what threading a needle is like, so I should probably not use that analogy.
Stick with me. Stick to me.
Still with us? Yep. Oh, crap. Oh. Oh, man, he saved me. Cool. What a cool guy. Thanks, Lenny. Yeah, I don't usually play co-op, but I'm thinking, like, probably the next time I do a playthrough of this game, I'll just keep it open, because I know there's people who still need to get, like, achievements and stuff, and maybe they need a level 50 partner for something like that. Just someone to help them get through the game.
I owe you one.
Alright, how much time do we got left? Holy crap, I've still got a ton of time. Whoops, didn't mean to save twice. Yeah, actually, earlier in the stream, there was another person who came in and said that it was hard for them to find co-op partners or people to play Terror is Reality with. And all I could do was really suggest some of the PlayStation communities for this game, if they needed co-op partners or something. It's just not that lively of a game. It makes me wonder how popular this re-release was. Might not have been very popular. But there might have been a spike of players when that Capcom Cross Sega Humble Bundle came out. Because I think this game was like less than $10. So that's when I got this version of the game. Because I've had it on PC for years. They're nothing. They're nothing. Oh crap, is it almost time for Zombrex? Let's see, 4-8. I hope I have enough time to do this one. Yeah, I mostly played off the record Dead Rising 2 off the record. I played that one for about, I think, 50-ish hours on Steam. I think I only went through this version once on PC. But since I got it on PlayStation 4, this is like my third playthrough of the PS4 version. Okay, yeah, the rock group. Okay, they're just right out here, so that's really good timing. But I am going to be juggling a bunch of survivors now. But yeah, I ended up getting this in that Humble Bundle, and I was like, oh, well, now I have an excuse to play this game again, because I just really like it. I was asked earlier, why would you even play this again at level 50? And it's just because I like it. It's definitely better than the 2 other games that came out afterwards. Like, especially Dead Rising 4, that game is pretty lame. That's pretty awesome. I love that. And then they just join you. That's it. They just wanted to blow their heads off. I can respect that. Oh crap. It's the other way around. Well, I guess for a single-player game, I suppose I could see that. Maybe the first game, but the first game has a lot of restarting in it, especially at the beginning. Like, when you're first starting out, there's a lot of restarting. Not as much with this one. So yeah, I can see that. I think it's just because it's a game, it's about time management. That because you're so focused on, I got this much time for this, I got this much time for this, by the time you stop playing, you realize you actually spent quite a bit of time playing the game. I think I've almost been streaming for like 3 hours, but the game crashed on me, so I had to restart. I got set back just a little bit, though. Like, it wasn't a big deal, but I think I lost most of my viewers when the game crashed, because it was really sudden. Oh, you're still here. Awesome. Yeah, those survivors are really fun. They just blow their heads off.
This way.
I think they're probably my favorite in the entire series. Like, I always love rescuing these guys. Yeah, the first game, like, the first Dead Rising is really tough. You pretty much have to just keep restarting over and over again. Even if it seems like you're making some progress, you're gonna hit a part where it just gets really hard again. And you'll probably be inclined to restart. It's actually pretty easy to lose the entire case, like, all the case files, too. Like, the first game is just not easy. This game, you can, like, I think restarting 2 or 3 times is a good idea. Whoa, careful with that. But you don't have to restart it too much. Like the first game, you have to restart a lot. It's just really tough. Alright. Check on her friend. And then we have to talk to her again, because she doesn't join up, like, just naturally. But she's got a little bit of a... She's got a little bit of a limp. Let's see. This will direct us right to the safe house. And since, like, we're also carrying a survivor, it's easy just to kind of wiggle around zombies just like this, and they just kind of get pushed off like that. So you don't really have to worry about, like, running into zombies as long as you just keep shaking like this. It's like they get a little bit of hit stun or something, and they can't deal with it. I think this is the most amount of survivors I've ever taken at one time. But the whoa, jeez, Gianna fell over.
Don't fall behind.
Yeah, but at least they all have weapons. That's nice, and you can just give them one if they don't have it. Got my hands full though. Oh, and they're doing a really good job of keeping up too. But like I was saying earlier, I think I've been streaming for like almost 3 hours. I mean, I had like an incident where the stream crashed. So that's why it says the elapsed time at the top is like 50 minutes. What I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna just put a cap on it for now. When I give Katie her next Zombrex dose. And then after that, that'll probably be it for the day. And I want to stream this again, because I actually do want to finish this on stream. Probably Thursday and Friday. Because I'm home those days from work. I don't have to worry about going to work those days. Should be able to finish the game within those days. Kind of like the 3-day limit, but in real life, I guess. We'll put it that way. It's a fun way to put it. So yeah, like she'll need her Zombrex soon, and I'll probably just stop for now. Like once she takes her Zombrex. I might also have to do some editing of the YouTube video. Because the game crashed. I wanted to just do one big export, but that's not gonna work since the game crashed on me. Yeah, those survivors are awesome. I love them. Let's see. Still got like, what, 2.5 hours here? All these export bonuses that I will not be using. Or these survivor escort ones. I said export for some reason, my bad. So I really don't want to give that one guy Zombrex. I want to keep it all to myself. I'm going to be greedy. He can die for all I care. It's not like I need the experience. As horrible as that sounds. Oh, that one doesn't lay an arrow on the screen. That's a little silly. Yeah, it's 5:30. Wonder if I can find that bear before I stop for now. Let's see. Not in here. Oh, there he is. It's the silly bear. He's so happy to see us. I think this is the combo weapon anyway. It's either the bear and the LMG, or it's like the bear in a wheelchair. Can't remember. And that way we can kind of cap this off for the day with something really fun. Yeah, it says combine. There he is. got 400 bullets. He basically just set him down. He's a turret. So like right here, for example. Oh, did he turn on? Oh, did he not turn on because he got smacked? Hey, that's enough from you. Oh my god. Wow, please. These zombies are just getting on my nerves now. Oh, you'll get yours. You will get yours. There we go. Oh, I love this bear. He actually does turn around a little bit. Boom. I just wanted to have fun with that bear. Just because I'm close to time here, I guess. Oh, he's out of ammo, and he just disappears. Ah, man, I love that combination. And you can wait while I have my drink. Yeah, there's a bunch of hand-to-hand moves I haven't been using. Like this one where you, like, slam their heads down. If you slam into a wall, they just get totally destroyed. I usually use this one, though. And then if you hit the same button combination, I think it's like R2 and circle. You can, like, just slam them into other zombies or walls or what have you. Like, they really did increase the ways to, like, do hand-to-hand damage. Oh, yeah, I love it when the whole screen shakes like that. This is, like, a really nice impact when you, like, slam zombies into other zombies. I mean, it's satisfying in a horribly violent kind of way. About 6:30, so it's probably about time to head back, though. We'll just make another pair of knife gloves. And then we'll just call it after we give Katie her medicine. Unless the game, like, crashes on me again. That would really, really suck. Yeah, okay, it's probably just time to head back. And then there's that awkward time period where you have to wait to give Katie her medicine. But that's just because I insist on coming back early. Let's see. I think she only really needs, like... Oh, she doesn't need any of this stuff. Not even this kitty here. But I think there's only, like, one more gift we can give her. But it hasn't popped up. It's like one of these, objectives. So here's that awkward waiting period. I don't think we can talk to the other survivors, can we? Well, let's see what Sully has to say. I'm sure he's got plenty. Okay, not really. He's just kind of... He's being a little disingenuous, I think. Yes, I know. Be back between 7 and 8 in the morning. Which is like 4 minutes. It's just kind of a tight schedule. An hour goes by really quickly in this game. Alright.
All done, kiddo. You feeling okay?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, for what?
You always have to do stuff to get my medicine. Weird stuff, like that dumb show.
I wish there was a better solution.
Hey, don't worry about that. You're my best girl. I'd do anything for you.
I still can't believe you were on that show. It's so cruel.
Yeah, I know. But I didn't have a choice.
Listen, there's really not much we can do now except wait. I'll call you if
I
see
really do
anything.
love this helmet. Yep, and I think that's gonna be about it for today. So thank you very much for stopping by the stream. Really appreciate you all coming by and dealing with my technical issues regarding the game crashing, because that sucks. Let's see how much more we got. We got K7 up to the facts. So, maybe a little less than halfway through, I guess. So we'll see how much headway we'll make next time. But yeah, thank you very much for dropping by. Really appreciate it. And until later, see ya.